Welcome to In Edina. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald. This is a program about activities and events and the people in the city of Edina. And happy holiday season, and that's part of our theme today in Edina, because it is the holiday season, and I'm sure you're very busy getting ready. To help us get ready today is Rhonda Rulin. She's from the Galleria, a trend specialist, and she has taken time to make a selection of gifts to help us get ready for the holiday season. Welcome to In Edina.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. You had so many things to choose from in that big mall. How did you possibly boil it all down into one big bunch here?
Well, it was really hard because there are a lot of great ideas and gifts to be had in the Galleria, but I think we've got a great representation here.
Well, let's start with the easiest to buy for, okay? That might be my bias, but here's some women's gifts.
Yes, and I think handbags are really important. I think they're an important accessory to women. We've got the guitar bag from Hogan at Pumps & Company. The great thing about this handbag, I feel, is very versatile, and it has a removable shoulder strap on it.
Very nice. A little bling?
Yes, every woman loves bling. This is Serenity Jewels. You'll find this at Dugo. Dugo is a new clothing store that's opened up in the Galleria this year. It's got casual to dressy women's clothing. Serenity Jewels is sterling silver, and it's got AAA grade cubic zirconia, which is the highest grade you can get before you get to a diamond. And the great thing about her stuff is that it's very classical, and you can put it on in the day with jeans, and you can put it on at night with a cocktail dress.
Beautiful. And a wrap will keep us warm?
We've got, this is a great wrap. One of the great things about this season is it's a great accessory for the women, but it's also, it fits everybody. So it's a great gift to give them. They can wear it as a skirt, they can wear it over their jacket, they can wear it over a dress. So it's a great gift.
And then we have some slippers, which are kind of nice.
These are really fun, especially for the person who is into shoes, and boots are so big this season, but these are washable suede, ultra suede cowboy boots with a non-skid bottom.
Beautiful. Some of us are going to be hosting parties, and it's all about going to parties, and it's nice to have a gift in hand to give away. What would you recommend?
Well, one of the things I like to recommend from the Galleria is that you maybe stock up on a few of these, because some of the price points are under $20. And if you have a few of these, when you're ready to go out the door, you'll have them at hand to go. And one of the great things we've got here today from Ataz is the amaryllis plant. It comes in a recyclable pot. You can put the water right in here, and it will not leak all over the counter. And it's presented very nicely. You can just take this right as the gift.
Beautiful.
Then we've got, I think this is such a great idea. This is tub tea. This is a tea bag for the tub. And I think this is a great gift to give to somebody who maybe has got a stressful job. You just take the tea bag and put it in the tub, and they are reusable up to a couple times.
Wonderful.
And this particular one is for people who have colds. So,
well, not the holiday season, unfortunately, brings us some of the colds as well, but it's kind of a nice little stress release.
Yes, and you can find that at Scandia Down.
Beautiful. Now, this is kind of nice. It's a stress-free lotion.
Yes, this is a peace of mind. It's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to give to a coworker as well. It's a $10 item. You can put it in your purse, or you can have it in your drawer. Rub it onto your stress points, and it melts away your stress.
Beautiful. And candles are always nice. This is especially nice because it brings that smell of pine trees.
Yes, this is just one of the many great scents you can find at Ampersand this season. This is Fraser fir. You don't even have to light it, and it already has the scent giving in the room.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. And holiday soaps are nice, great stocking stuffers as well.
Yes, and you can find these at Ataz, and they've got several different varieties of holiday snowflakes and the ornaments, and that's a great...
So from the easy to buy for to the more challenging to buy for.
The men, and I think we've done a good job here. We've got a lot of different variety here, one of them being the cashmere sweaters, which is a great great thing for the men this season. This is Peter Millar. You can find this at Twill. It's exclusive to Twill other than a few pro shops. We've got the made-to-measure alligator belt also at Twill. You can bring that back, and they'll measure that to your waist.
Jewelry is in this year.
Yes, jewelry for men this season, and actually in the past year has been showing up in the Vogue for men. We've got some pieces from Nikos and Triton. We've got the stainless steel bracelet that's scratch resistant. We've got the cufflinks that are, they've got the black diamonds, so they're not as flashy as a diamond. And then we've got the rubber necklace with the pendant from Nikos. The great thing about this is that it's something they can wear every day, whether it's dressy or casual, and it's very comfortable. The rubber is made similar to something like a wetsuit.
Nice. Now this is kind of cool for gadget guys.
Yes, we've got the Serene flip phone from Bang & Olufsen. This is much like an iPod. It's got this circle dial pad. And it's just, if you've ever been in Bang & Olufsen, they've just got really high-tech equipment in there, and the clarity, the screen is much like a plasma. It's just
and it's made in Europe, so that's kind of special too.
Yes, made in Europe, and if you stop in, they'll be happy to give you a demo of it.
Beautiful. I see a traditional tie here, but it doesn't look too traditional to me. Tell us about that.
No, the great thing about this is this is a hand-painted silk tie that you can find at 3 Rooms. It's by Michael Murphy. It's just a great thing and an alternative to the men who maybe have striped ties and you want to kick it up a notch, or maybe you have an artsy or an edgier person to buy a gift for. It's just a great presentation in a box.
A lot of us are traveling this year. I see a nice shiny red passport case, but you can also help us plan for trips this year at the Galleria.
Yes, AAA has a lot of great trips to offer you, whether you're going to someplace warm or if you're going to go visit a loved one. If you're going by car, you can stop in if you're a member, and they'll give you triptychs, and they'll let you know if there's detours. They'll plan out your trip and let you know where you should stop and start your trip. And to keep the kids busy in the car, they've got some great games in there as well.
Nice.
The bingo game with the interstates and stuff, and they've got the license plates. So,
nice. And all children love gifts at the holiday season. What's different this year?
Well, one of the things I think the parents are always challenged with, myself included, is keeping those kids off of the video games and not watching too much TV. And Creative Kids has got some great things that are fun and learning at the same time. And one of my favorite things is this Castle Jigsaw book. It's got a lot built into one book, and the price point is great. It's $14.95. And it's got 6 puzzles in there. They've got what the life was like building or being in a castle, and just a lot of things to do in the one book.
Great for the imagination. Beautiful. Rhonda Rulin from the Galleria Trend Specialist, thank you so much for all of these holiday gift ideas.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very grateful. And if folks want more information, they can contact Rhonda at Guest Services in the Galleria. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our holiday gift ideas on In Edina, and to help get you in the spirit, we'd like you to listen to the Edina Chorale. Well, we've got one more holiday gift idea we'd like to share with you, and it's a gift especially for golfers. You can see it right here. Braemar, celebrating the 40-year history of the Braemar Golf Course right here in the city of Edina. And joining us to tell us about this book is the author, avid golfer, and Roger Harold. How are you?
Oh, thanks. Thanks for inviting me to be here today.
It's our pleasure to have you here, and thanks so much for putting this history book together. What a great challenge.
It was a wonderful experience, 2.5 years worth, probably 2,600 hours to get it done. Yeah.
Wow, fabulous book. How did you get invited to do this?
John Valerie, the manager of Braemar, thought it would be a way to keep me connected to Braemar. I don't play golf anymore, and I had the time, and so I could do it. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the history. How did it all get started?
This all started with Warren Hyde, who was the city manager in 1955, and he thought that the city of Edina ought to have a municipal golf course.
Beautiful. And they purchased the land back then for about $195,000?
Yes, $195,000 for 444 acres.
Wow. And of course, all the amenities cost about $1 million by now?
Yes, it cost $1 million to put together. It required special legislation from the state of Minnesota to allow Edina to do this through a revenue bond.
Wow. What's interesting is that Braemar has a sister.
Yes, it does. Our connection back to Scotland is very special. We are connected with our namesake, Braemar Golf Club, in the Central Highlands of Scotland.
And they just celebrated 100 years of golf history out there not too long ago.
Yes, in 2002.
Now, thankfully, the courses in Scotland are a lot tougher than they are here in the city of Edina.
They're very challenging.
Very challenging. How many holes on Braemar?
There are 27 holes of full-length course, and then there's a 9-hole executive course.
And of course, that developed over time.
Yes, it did. It took quite a while for this to evolve, probably 20, 25 years altogether.
Now, this course actually has some ranking by some very serious and also just casual golfers, right?
Yes, it's interesting that a magazine called Golf for Women several years ago ranked Braemar the #1 course in the country for golf leagues for women.
Huh, beautiful course. And Braemar features, of course, quite a few players are out there. There are men's leagues.
Yes, we have two men's leagues, a senior league and the regular league, and that comprise about 400 to 450 golfers.
And you also said that there's actually more women players on this course
There are.
than men.
There are more women than men that play.
Wow. And you also have junior leagues?
We have about 300 young people involved in summer programs at Braemar.
All natural parts of the course. But one thing that makes this course unique is the fact that it allows disabled players to come and play on the course.
Yes, this started back in 1978 when Susan Hagel of the Sister Kenny Institute, a rehabilitation institute in Minneapolis, sought out a course where the disabled could play, and other places turned them down.
Wow.
And they came to John Valerie at Braemar, and he embraced the idea. And as a result of that, Braemar is the leading course in the United States for golf for the disabled.
Wow, that's fabulous. That's a fabulous course. And it's absolutely beautiful because it has a nature preserve on it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, that was a part of the original plan, that Braemar also embraced nature. So we have 80 houses for bluebirds, we have wood duck houses, houses for martins. We're just starting a program this year for platforms for ospreys. It's the first in the state of Minnesota.
Wow. And so this course is going to be around for a long time, obviously, preserving nature and with all the golfers and the interest. And as I understand it, some volunteers also chip in and help out on the course. Is that right?
Yes, we did. And actually, probably the strongest help came from two former city officials, Ken Roslin, who was city manager, and Bob Coteen, who was director of Parks and Recreation. They were enormous help to me.
You've done a beautiful job putting this together with more than 70 full-color pictures in here throughout the book, and some help from some historians and researchers as well. Yes. How was it writing it for you?
It was a challenge. There was so much I didn't know about Braemar, even though I'd played there for 30-some years. And the scary part was things that I would say would call, I don't know what I don't know. And I had to find out answers to those questions and seek out a lot of help, and I got it.
That's great. And it's all illustrated right here in the Braemar book, and it's available at City Hall and, of course, also at the Braemar Golf Course.
That's right.
Roger, you did a wonderful job on the book. I thank you so much for capturing this beautiful piece of history for the city of Edina.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us on In Edina today.
Thank you.
You're watching In Edina. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald. And now we have an opportunity to talk about the future of the city of Edina. And joining me for that discussion is Assistant City Manager, Heather Worthington. Heather, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Lillian.
Really appreciate having you today. You're new to the city of Edina, right?
I am.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, for 3 years I was the Executive Director of the St. Anthony Park Community Council in St. Paul, and that's a district council. People in this area might be more familiar with Minneapolis and the NRP system. It's similar to St. Paul's district council system. And it's really a way for us to do community level outreach to specific neighborhood groups around things like crime prevention, land use planning, zoning issues. And I was there for 3 years. And then I went to the city of Falcon Heights, and I was the city administrator there for 6 years. And
some big projects there.
That was a great,
Falcon Heights.
Great opportunity for professional growth, great community to work for, an inner ring suburb of St. Paul, home of the University of Minnesota and the State Fair. And there I worked on a major redevelopment at the corner of Snelling and Larpenter Avenues, which was about a $37 million project, phased in over about a 3-year period.
Wow. So you're
for that
used to
city,
growth.
it was big. Used to redevelopment, yeah, not so much growth. It was about a 2 square mile area, so they were fully built out. That's similar to Edina. Edina is 16 square miles, and we're pretty much fully developed here.
Mm-hmm. So in order for any smart city to stay ahead of the game,
Yes.
you put together these comprehensive plans.
Yes, every city in the metropolitan area is required to submit a comprehensive plan to the Metropolitan Council, and these are updated every 10 years. The first one for the city of Edina was submitted in 1980.
Mm-hmm. So this is the third plan then?
This is the third plan, third update. Mm-hmm.
So as the Assistant City Manager for Edina, you're working with staff to create this comprehensive plan.
Yes, we're working with staff and with consultants.
Okay.
We have a consultant team that consists of 4 members from URS, and then our planning consultant, Dan Cornejo, who's been helping us with other projects in the city, so I'm sure that name will be familiar to our residents.
Mm-hmm. Now they've had some success for the city on some other projects too, so they're tried and true.
Yes, URS worked on Centennial Lakes, and they're also currently working on the Promenade. Their lead consultant is Aris Pecans, and the community will be familiar with him as well. He's been our Promenade consultant.
So basically they'll be putting together this comprehensive plan with you and others, and it'll be developed into different sections, taking a look at, well, basically the past, the present, and then some projections for the future.
Correct. And what we work off of for that is demographic information. We look at different areas of the city, and these are divided into chapters within the plan that address issues such as transportation, land use, water resources, parks and open spaces. These are all major areas that will impact the city of Edina into the future.
It's got to be a huge challenge when you look at the success this city has right now, and then you have to forecast how to keep this city going strong.
Right. I think that's one of the primary challenges that any city faces. I think one of the interesting issues that kind of plays into the comprehensive plan are the market forces, and who guides those market forces as they act on the city of Edina. And the comprehensive plan is really that document. And that's why people need to be involved in this process. That's why we need our residents actively
And you're
involved.
encouraging participation. And
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's take it a piece at a time so people get a feel for areas that they can provide input in.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so let's start with development.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you'll be looking at.
Well, we'll be looking at potential redevelopment sites within the city. Edina is a first-ring suburb, and so there are many market forces at work in terms of trying to identify sites for redevelopment in the future. Some of the examples of things that were redeveloped or developed as a result of previous comprehensive plans are things like 50th and France, Centennial Lakes, Edinburgh. So those are major kinds of projects that grow out of a comprehensive plan in
Well,
terms of
50th
development.
and France is truly a hot spot
It
there.
is, it
Not
is.
just for shops, but residents around that area
Yes.
too. People come from all across the Twin Cities just to do some shopping down there.
People come from across the country to see 50th and France because it is such a unique planning example of how to redevelop a downtown area.
So you're also going to be visiting with owners in that area too, getting their input.
Absolutely. We'll be working with the business community through groups like the Chamber of Commerce. We'll be working with individual business owners and commercial owners.
Great. And then there's, in addition to development for the commercial world, you're also going to be looking at development for the residential world.
Yes.
Okay.
And, you know, I mean, Edina is really a fully developed community. It's primarily a residential community. Much of our housing stock is in incredibly beautiful condition. We want to maintain that and make sure that Edina in the future is just as great as it is today. And that's another component of the comprehensive plan, is this urban design and land use chapter, which really addresses how the city will develop, how it will redevelop, and how housing stock should be treated.
Parks, recreation, schools, technology.
Yes, technology. You know, there are many cities that are looking at technology improvements, like Wi-Fi and other things. Those will be parts of the discussion that we have about the comprehensive plan around areas of technology, that and other issues. In terms of open spaces and parks, we're currently undertaking a parks and open space assessment, and that is ongoing, and that will be woven into the comprehensive plan in the chapter that addresses parks and open spaces.
Now, transportation has got to be an issue.
It's the biggest, I think probably one of the biggest issues facing Edina. Edina is kind of unique. It's bounded by 169, 100, 494, and 62. It has
clearly a hub.
Major freeways going through it, yes. So it's kind of the center of everything. And as a result, we have significant traffic issues in this community. We have transportation challenges. We need to look out and see what we can do to improve that picture in the future.
And again, this is going to take a lot of input. The city council will have input.
Absolutely.
Residents will have input. I would imagine children, teachers,
Everybody.
parents.
Everybody.
I mean, now's the chance.
Absolutely.
How many residents in the city?
About 47,000.
Okay.
And one of the things we want to focus on with the comprehensive plan is intergenerational dialogues, so that we want all the generations identified in this comprehensive plan in terms of feedback. We want to involve the business community, our residents, other landowners. We want to try and focus on casting the net, as if you will, very widely, so that we can pick up all kinds of people in the community that can comment on this plan.
Now, this plan is, you just started it, right?
We did. We just kicked it off this fall.
Okay. And how long does it take to put something like this together?
Well, it takes about 18 months, and what we're anticipating right now in terms of a timeline is having our public process wrapped up by December of 2007, having approvals wrapped up by the early spring of 2008, and then it has to go to our surrounding cities and back to the Metropolitan Council for approval. So there are many layers of review in this plan, and so what we want to do is emphasize that 2007, the whole year, is really our opportunity to engage the public in this plan.
So basically, this is like putting together a puzzle too, especially since you've got to get feedback from your neighboring cities.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
and
so
all of them will be looking to us for feedback on their plans, because all of the cities in the metropolitan area are submitting plans at the same time.
Oh, they're all due at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so this is comprehensive throughout the metro area.
Throughout the metropolitan area, yes.
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
so that's a lot of work.
It really is, and the Metropolitan Council probably won't issue final approvals until 2009 on these plans. There's always a lag of a couple of years.
How do you plan on getting people involved in this? I mean, it's such a
Yes,
big project.
it is.
And and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, I get to have input on a plan. Where do you start?
Right, and that's really the $64,000 question. What we're trying to tell people is that we're giving you many opportunities to participate. If you like to come to meetings in person and you like to participate in group discussions, we're going to offer that. If you'd prefer to go on our city website, look at some of the early returns in terms of planning and input that we've received, and then give us comments back, we'd be happy to take that as well. If you'd like to call us and just talk with me or one of our staff members about it, that's fine too. So there are many ways to participate. We're also looking at trying to utilize technology to improve participation as well. Things like perhaps kiosks and other things that we can do to use small survey instruments and technology to gauge people's feelings about the comprehensive plan.
A lot of people feel like their voices aren't heard, that city government basically just takes this plan, puts it together no matter what.
Yes.
But for you, this is really about making sure the plan is built around people.
This is absolutely the key to this plan. In the future, this plan will be the guiding document for Edina. It will be what the City Council utilizes to make decisions into the future. And so people's voices need to be heard on this plan. In the past, perhaps, we have not been as participative with our comprehensive planning. That is changing, and this plan is really an opportunity to engage everybody in the community.
Well, there's your chance, folks. If you want to get involved in helping the city of Edina plan your future here at home, contact Heather Worthington.
Absolutely.
And I really appreciate you and your time. Assistant City Manager Heather, thank you very much. Best of luck to you on the planning.
Thanks so much.
If you'd like more information on the comprehensive plan, please visit our website at www.cityofedina.com. You're watching In Edina, a monthly cable show about the people, places, and activities right here in Edina. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald. We thank you for watching this segment. We'd like to thank all our guests who brought you ideas on holiday gifts and travels, a slice of history on the Braemar golf course, and of course, information about the city's comprehensive plan. We hope you watch us next month. For now, take care.